Assalamu alaikum to the chemistry class. Today we will discuss solubility. Solubility is actually the capacity of a solvent to dissolve a particular amount of solute at a particular temperature to form a saturated solution. So by definition, the amount of solute in grams dissolved in 100 gram of solvent to prepare a saturated solution at a particular temperature. It means that to find out whether what amount of a solute can be dissolved in 100 gram of water at a particular temperature until it becomes saturated, we have to discuss the solubility. It means that for checking the capacity or solubility of a solute in a particular amount of solvent, we must have to prepare a saturated solution. For example, when we say that the solubility of sodium chloride is 37 gram per 100 gram of water at 25 degrees centigrade, then it means that when we take 100 gram of water at 25 degrees centigrade, then the capacity of this amount of water has to dissolve 37 gram of sodium chloride. After that, if further sodium chloride is added, it will settle in the bottom. It means that after dissolving 37 gram of sodium chloride per 100 gram of water, the solution will become saturated. So we can also say that the concentration of saturated solution is referred as solubility of solute. Let's say we take another example that sodium thiosulfate has a solubility of 119 gram at 25 degrees centigrade. Then it means that when we take 100 gram of water, then the maximum amount of sodium thiosulfate which can be dissolved by that 100 gram of water is 119 gram. After that, at the same temperature, if further sodium thiosulfate is added, it will not dissolve and will settle at the bottom. So be remember that for solubility we have to prepare a saturated solution, and till the solution gets saturated, what capacity, what amount of solute can be dissolved in a particular amount of the solvent at a particular temperature. Remember that temperature is one of the factor. If we change the temperature, then the solubility will also change, and it will be discussed later on. Mathematically, solubility is equal to weight of solute divided by weight of the solvent multiplied with 100. The ability of a solute to dissolve in a particular amount of solvent depend upon four factors. So there are four factors which are responsible for solubility of a solute. This is the nature of the solvent, the nature of the solute, the pressure, and temperature. First of all, let me tell you that there is a saying like dissolve like. If both solute and solvent are like, if solvent and solute are like in term of their structure of molecule, in term of their property, then they can easily dissolve in one another. So there is a saying that like dissolve like. If both solute and solvent are like, if they are like in term of properties or in term of structure, then the solubility of that solute and the particular amount of solvent will greater. So nature of the solvent is the first factor. As we mentioned earlier, that when molecules of both solute and solvent is similar, if they are similar in structure and properties, then they are likely dissolve in one another. For example, polar solute is likely dissolve in polar. If both solute and solvent are polar, like alcohol is easily dissolved in water, or the solubility of alcohol in water is greater because both are polar. if solute is ionic and solvent is polar, then they are likely to dissolve in one another. For example, sodium chloride easily dissolve in water. Similarly, a nonpolar solute is easily soluble in a nonpolar solvent. For example, benzene is nonpolar and it can easily be dissolved in carbon disulfide. So when we say that if the properties and structure of both solute and solvent is similar, then they are likely to dissolve in one another, and hence the solubility of such solute in such solvent is greater. Similarly, if we take a non-polar solute, then its solubility is very less in a polar solvent. For example, benzene is almost insoluble in water. Sodium chloride is insoluble in benzene. Sodium chloride is insoluble in carbon disulfide. So generally speaking, that if both solute and solvent are like, then they are easily dissolved in one another. Keep a point in your mind: the solubility of same solute in different solvent is different. We will have to keep the solute same. Now by changing the solvent, the solubility will be affected. For example, sodium chloride is more soluble, it has greater solubility in water, and the same solute, sodium chloride, is almost insoluble in benzene. So we say that solubility of same solute in different solvent is different. Alcohol in water is more soluble, but the same solute, which is alcohol, is almost insoluble in CS2, carbon disulfide. The solute is same, but if we change the solvent, then the solubility is affected. That is why we say that solubility of same solute is different in different solvent. By keeping the solute constant, and if we change the solvent, then the solubility will be affected. Sodium chloride is more soluble in water, but sodium chloride is almost insoluble in benzene. The second factor is nature of solute. Again, we say that if the solute and solvent are of same nature, then they are likely to dissolve in one another. So we remember again that like dissolve like. Keep in mind that different type of solute has different solubility in same solvent. In this case, the solvent is kept constant and we are going to change the solute. Sodium chloride is more soluble in water as compared to sugar. So the solvent is same, but solubility also depend upon the nature of solute. Sodium chloride is purely an ionic compound which is more soluble in water. Sugar is a polar compound which is more soluble in water, but its solubility at a particular temperature is less than that of sodium chloride. So let me summarize the nature of solute and solvent. That number one, the ionic and polar substances are soluble in polar solvent. For example, sodium chloride, potassium chloride, sodium carbonate, all are ionic. Similarly, sugar, glucose are polar. And all these compounds, whether they are ionic or polar, are soluble in water because water is also a polar compound. Number two, non-polar covalent substances are soluble in non-polar solvent. For example, grease, paint are non-polar. They are soluble in petrol ether, which are non-polar in nature. So grease is soluble in petrol because grease and petrol both are non-polar. Grease is soluble in ether because both grease and ether are non-polar. Paint is soluble in petrol because both paint and petrol are non-polar. Similarly, the third, non-polar substances are not soluble in polar solvent, or polar substances are not soluble in a non-polar solvent. For example, we say that sodium chloride cannot be dissolved in benzene. Similarly, alcohol cannot be dissolved in petrol because alcohol is a polar compound while benzene is a non-polar. So remember that polar and ionic substances are soluble in polar substances, polar solvent. Non-polar substances are soluble in non-polar solvent. but non-polar substances cannot be dissolved in a polar solvent, or a polar substances cannot be dissolved in a non-polar solvent. So it is all about the nature of solute and the nature of solvent which affect the solubility. Thank you and have a nice day.